It's March 11th, 3/11. And if you're a fan of 3/11, you know the NFL right now is completely all mixed up. Big contracts, surprise signings, and a few deals that might end up being a beautiful disaster. Let's break it down. Everything happening in NFL free agency right now on this express edition of No Credentials Required. Yeah, I had to do the 3/11 theme. It's March 11th. It's 3/11. I had to do it.
Well, I got a feeling, Ryan, with all the moves that happened in NFL free agency, we'll be here a while. Ain't going nowhere.
And we've always been down with the NFL. Welcome to the special express edition of No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are proudly presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of the hosts. To my right is a man who's going to be a creature for a while, Dustin Henry. Dustin, how are we doing tonight?
I'm always a creature. You've seen my hair on this podcast sometimes. I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Ryan? I've been waiting to discuss some of these moves. And we've been champing at the bit. Is it chomping? Is it champing? Who knows? But I'm ready and ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to get after it tonight. We thought about doing the NFL talk last night, but we decided, you know what? Let's just stick with World Baseball Classic. We'll stick with hockey, and we'll just, now that the contracts are all official, everything, the tampering period's over, everything's become official because it's the start of the new year for the NFL. We're going to do a special bonus express edition of the show tonight on YouTube only. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us. Leave some comments in the comment section as we go along. We're going to bring in our special guest in just a moment. Just want to remind you first off to please follow us. Follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required or at NoCredsREQ. You can also find our other podcasts and written content at bellyupsports.com. On the podcast side, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, Pandora, and our host Podbean, Freshly Brewed Podcasts. Hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube so you know when show episodes go up and are live, when we have show announcements, and when we have clips from the show. I did post a short this afternoon on our YouTube channel, so go check it out after this show is over. It's all about contrarianism in sports, and I had to respond. We're sometimes we'll have the occasional express edition live. So if you're in the comment section, leave us a comment. Let's play that magical sound to remind people to leave a comment.
Oh yeah. Leave a comment, folks. It's time. It's right on time. It's chime time.
It certainly is. All right, we're gonna bring in our guest. Then we'll go to our commercial. We're gonna bring in our guest. He's been on the show many times. He is the primary host, I should say, of the Korner Booth Podcast. You can find his podcast live Mondays and Thursdays, and it's also available on the Belly Up Sports YouTube channel. This is Jared. Jared, what's going on tonight, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, fellas, how's it hanging? I was gonna see what you guys said the same way.
I think we answered that in the green room, but tonight you are the third.
I was gonna see if Dustin had the stones to say it again on air.
You know what? We might as well. It's just going to be on our
yeah, that's right.
Dustin, might as well do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We kind of are in uncharted waters tonight. So
yeah, you guys are riding solo dolo again. So
yeah, we've all got some beers. I've got my
greetings Greetings from the country club, kids.
Yeah.
I missed the view from up there.
I mean, listen. I've been on the board of directors for Belly Up for like 7 years, and I'm the director of development, so I kind of have to be part of the program. It's kind of required in my contract, but it's like being held to that that Belly Up standard. But it's good to be here, boys.
It's your semi-annual appearance on the show. So
yeah, exactly.
This is one of two. You'll see them. We'll probably see him again. Probably see you again sometime during the NFL season, like I did this past season.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
McCarthy just found like the 1 week I'm like off of work and then also about to travel, so my brain is like just football, travel, football, travel, football. It's just like it's like a pinball machine. I've almost stopped drinking completely. For those of you to understand why it's crazy pills, right? I then crack an 11% beer, and I'm like, wow, this is like drinking turpentine.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Because when we decided, okay, we're all going to get beers before the show. Yeah. And gentlemen, in the spirit of spring cleaning, I'm cleaning out the basement. And by cleaning out the basement, I am slowly making my way through home brews that are at least a decade old. So this is commonly referred to
toxic.
This is commonly what I like to refer to as an SHB, a sketchy homebrew down the hatch.
Well, if Justin, I'm waiting for you to turn into like the freaking cartoons with the X's over his eyes afterward. Like,
it might happen. This tastes like barley wine right now.
Oh my god! Yikes! Oh my god! Yikes. Who is it? There's a place down by me. It's called Relic Brewing, out in Plainville. One of my favorite breweries, and they do an anniversary beer every year. And their anniversary beer is usually a home run hitter. One year they decided to do a barley wine. It was rough, man. I love mead. I will drink mead.
Yeah, mead is all.
I will drink the highest test beer you can throw at me. Something about the taste of barley wine, I can't do it. It's just a rough run. I'm like, it's like I'm drinking like the runoff from like freaking rye barrels. I swear that it's not right. The texture, like I even, thanks to an uncle of mine and my girl, I actually can do a little red wine occasionally. I've never had wine before, like last year or so, but generally I'm a bourbon and beer guy. But like, dude, barley wine is just it's rough. I'm like, it goes down. It just doesn't sit right. It's like you're drinking cold wheat wine. I just can't do it.
Yeah. It's this sketchy homebrew. The other ones I've been able to make it through. I don't know if I'll be able to make it through this one for the show, but I figured special occasion, special beer. I do have a backup. I have a Founder's Breakfast Stout in the chamber in case I can't get through the sketchy homebrew. But here we are. Ryan, what are you drinking up there? I know what you got it stored in. It's frosty. It's cold.
That's right. It's my New Jersey Devils Frost Buddy. That's right. I was looking through my fridge, and it was either a gingerbread stout, a hard lemonade, an imperial blueberry, or my Marcus Aurelius from Treehouse. I decided to go with the Marcus Aurelius since it's 10%er.
Are you not entertained?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Was what I have. I had a mango cart. I had, because I took my girl to her first Celtics game, and so they have it on tap there, which by the way, mango cart on tap is superior. By the way, in terms of cheap beers, Coors Banquet on tap is also superior, by the way, for those you wondering at home. But like, I'm obviously the DD, so I was able to have like my 2.5 beers and call it a day, right? But we're going around. I'm like, mango cart sounds like a good idea. I go get mango cart, and then I'm getting my non-alkies because I'm trying to stick to this program I'm on. And then for like supplements and everything else. And then the other thing was like, I go into the liquor store today. I go get some non-alkies. By the way, Coors Edge, surprisingly very good. I was very impressed with it. Bought the Turbo G-Force, but then I also went out. My favorite brewery in all of the world is called Bearded Brewing down in Stonington, Connecticut. They make Dogs and Boats, Cats and Canoes, a bunch of other great, but they specialize in the higher ABV IPA, which is of course, if you guys know, is my go-to. So very good stuff. I went to their booth at a beer tasting once and just sat there for 30 minutes and got trushed. I was not trucked or trashed, trushed. I was done. There's a photo of me. I have sunglasses on. It's like the sun's going down. I'm just smiling like a goofball. All you don't realize in the back of that photo is I am so clocked. I am like standing like this because nothing Bearded makes is below 4.5 or 5.4. So everything's up.
Yeah.
And of course I grabbed one of theirs just because, basically pulling an all-nighter to go to the airport in the middle of the night. So it's going to be, like, might as well get a beer. Why not? But definitely
4 hours later.
Hey, listen, I've got more Black Rifle coffee, energy drinks I know what to do with back there. I'm good. That and Neuromints, I'll live. We went to the Celtics game. I got like 5 hours sleep the night before. So energy drink 1 for work, energy drink 2 for the trip up to Boston in the game. Energy drink 3 was a Monster White on the way back from Boston to make it back to my girl's place. We got back. Well, we got on the Pike at over by Governor Center at like maybe 10. We got out of the parking garage within 5 minutes. I was very impressed. Then they had shut down the Pike to 1 lane of traffic from 3. So for those you don't know about Boston, Governor Center to Boylston Street is like 6 miles. Stop and go bumper to bumper traffic going down to 1 lane. We didn't get on the actual Pike driving fast until probably 11:15. We were stuck in stop and go traffic for an hour. You want to talk about what can kill the energy of a great night, even though her team lost? Stop and go traffic. The two of us were miserable. I felt so bad. We got home and she's just looking at me. She goes like, I love you. You're the best. But oh my God, that drive was awful. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I don't want to go to Boston ever again. We're taking the train in.
Solid plan. Yeah, I mean, I'll since we're talking about miserable rides back, I'll share mine from last year. I took my niece to her first New Jersey Devils game.
Very nice.
It was the day before Martin Luther King Day, so I'm like, all right, it's a long weekend. Excuse me, it's a long weekend. We got our choice of either seeing them play Philadelphia on Saturday or seeing them play Ottawa on Sunday. And I was already committed to doing this show on Saturday, so I was like, all right, Bella, we're gonna wait till Sunday. Well, there was a storm coming upish the coast, and it was going to hit New Jersey and go into New York. I said to myself, all right, let's look at the weather, let's go through, let's see what's going on. So on the way down, no problem. Got to the Prudential Center, got to the Rock in a relatively short amount of time. The ride back took 5.5 hours to get home because New Jersey does not know how to plow their roads. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't plow their roads. Nope.
It's like you live in the South.
It was horribly mismanaged. The throughway from exit 16 to 17 was horribly mismanaged. And we could probably go no faster. For a while, we couldn't go any faster than 35, 20 miles an hour. It was that bad. But we finally got clear going towards exit 18. And it wasn't too bad. We can get to 55. And all of a sudden we hit the Northway, 87 North, and all of a sudden it just like same conditions. You're going, what the?
What do you drive, McCarthy?
I drive a Honda HR-V. I call it Harvey.
Okay. I drive a Silverado with off-road like tires on it, and I still hate driving in the snow. I left my girl's place once, like I had off the next day, so I left probably like midnight or where we were watching. I think we were watching Celtics and somebody else, and so I'm leaving. I'm driving through backwoods. So I was like, you know what? I don't feel like taking the main roads. I had a beer or two. I don't really feel like getting in the issues. I was sober, but I was like, you know what? On the off chance I don't even want to deal with it, right? So let's take all back roads. So I forgot, dummy. They don't clear the back roads till the morning. They've been forced to snow. I'm in my truck, which the off-road tires are probably. This is the last winter with them. Let's put it that way. I'm very happy the snow's all melts in Connecticut because I needed new tires. And I tried in 4-wheel drive to bank a corner real tight and just I felt my truck go whoop, right. I skidded about 6 feet across the damn road, almost hit a mailbox. I know how to drive in the snow, so I was like, turning the wheel, doing the whole thing. I was good, but I'm like sitting there. I'm like, thank God you don't got a tracker on me right now because this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know what? They don't teach you enough about snow driving, even when you live in the Northeast. So I couldn't even imagine what it's like down south.
Yeah, no,
I've heard tonight. I have one of my closest friends relocated down there for work. He works for UPS.
Yeah.
He relocated there in 2016. And every time there's some sort of very small storm, even if there's just a coating of snow on the ground, everything shuts down. He's just like,
oh yeah,
this is nothing.
yeah, but they can't deal.
I know
with
they take it so
there.
seriously because they don't have plows, they don't have ice, they don't have trucks up.
I mean, but also buying a car, that's the key though. Buy cars from down south because you don't have to worry about rust damage from the salt. Like, honestly, I bought my truck from Pennsylvania and it's got a coating on it, but like, I'm like, the next truck I'm buying is coming from like Tennessee. I'm not messing with this, like the stuff up here. No. But boys, I'm excited to talk some football, man. I have some access to ground with the NFL media and Giants fans who just really are preying on our downfall. And Dustin, also by the way, thank you for a very athletic and fast cornerback. I appreciate it.
I do have some thoughts on that move.
Who occasionally gets burned often.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you take a corner like that who has issues and you put him in a defense where basically they only play to his strengths, I'm telling you, Rick Woolen's good. We're going to get 2022 Rick Woolen back. Where,
yeah, I mean,
I got a good Adoree Jackson towards the end of the season. Like, that's scary. Like, Vic Fangio is a rocket surgeon, I swear.
He is, and I saw your clip. I did see your clip, and I'm thinking to myself, and I said to the boys on Seahawks Sessions, because we have our own thread. I said,
shout out to Dan and the boys.
I said, watch him do amazing things in Philly. I said, watch him do it. But the problem, the analogy I made with Rick Woolen is he's got Dennis Rodman in him. You got to make sure that he's locked in. You got to make sure that he is, that he's ready to play, because he can make athletic plays. He can do all the things that you want. But if he's not 100% focused, that's where you have problems.
That's why I think he'll work in Philadelphia. They got way too many big dogs on that defense that are going to let him do anything stupid. You want to answer to Jalen Carter why you just got a taunting penalty on 3rd and 15? I wouldn't. or say it, or tell it to Jordan Davis or Brandon Graham or any of these guys. Like, the one thing about Philadelphia, I think, is why like they can take on personalities, and this is why the whole AJ Brown trade thing was so stupid to me. It's like, oh, what about all the drama? It's like, you mean the drama that the national and Philadelphia media created? Like, it's well documented now that I hate Diana Rossini more than I hate most people on this planet.
You and most Jets fans.
I've called her a hack. I've called her a moron. I've called her an embarrassment to journalism. I literally tell it to her face. And I literally had one person say, oh, because she's a woman. I'm like, no, because she's an idiot. Like, some of the best journalists I've ever met in my life are women. Like, I've met Doris Burke in person. Sweetest woman in the world, also a Hall of Famer at what she does. Same thing with Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols, not Rachel McAdams, or Kay Adams. Both of them are very good at what they do. NFL Network just seems to have a pipeline of these very talented women who come through and are just very good at their jobs. Aditi Kikawala is another one who she's just incredible what she does the job. She's a great follow on Twitter, by the way, if you haven't figured it. She's good. Also, my friend Erica Renee Davis, she's incredible from Fox Sports. But so I started saying this to this person who was calling me like sexist on over the comment, and I said, listen, like, it's not about who she is, it's about what she does.
Right.
AJ Brown has had a very well documented history of being an advocate for men's mental health, which you guys know if you guys listen to my show. You guys will know, obviously. Men's mental health is a very big cause on our show. We bring Cruz on every year to talk about it. It's a very big thing we push. So I take it personally when a schmuck like her takes a shot at him because she's trying to kick up a story. And for her fake Eagles fan of a husband, you should be embarrassed for yourself. But yeah, I went there. But the whole AJ Brown thing was hilarious because people actually thought it was going to get traded when there's no move that they'd make even after June 1st. Why would you eat $16 million against your cap to lose a player? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the math. And then the Jalen Carter one's even more hilarious because why would you trade the best defensive tackle in football, talent-wise? Production and sometimes be up and down injuries, whatever. But talent-wise, the closest comparison to him is Warren Sapp. Let's be honest. There hasn't been a defensive tackle this talented in the league since Sapp. So, or Ndamukong Suh. That's the next closest one I can think of. So, why would either of those guys get moved? Oh, because people like to create narratives. Fan base like to create narratives. Media personalities have agendas now. And this is what's so unfortunate about NFL media, what it's turned into. and from a team that was getting vultured, I'm starting to sympathize with Patriots and Chiefs fans because I'm like, we won one Super Bowl and they're coming after us like we just got hanged. Dustin, sorry, wow, I just called Justin. I'm so sorry. No, Dustin, cool. I'm so sorry. Dustin.
Just don't call me Brian.
Yeah, it's
because Brian's just B-list.
You,
Ryan.
My boy Dan, and Mr. Kevin Wilson. I am praying for y'all because the dogs are at the gate now. You guys are going to be every story for the next 6 months is about how the Seahawks are going to fall apart because maybe not as much because you guys aren't really much of villains. You guys are just kind of a West Coast team. Nobody really hates the Seahawks except for the teams in their division.
Yeah.
But dude, it's wild. They crucify teams, and it's hilarious to me. But you know what? Everyone's like, "Oh, the Eagles lost 5 things." Everyone's like, "Oh, more. They need to lose more players." It's like we knew we were losing to Kobe Dean. The Reed Blankenship one and the Jalen Phillips one's the only ones that actually hurt. Like I knew we were losing Phillips. I knew we were losing. What's the other guy's name? I can't remember. We lost 4 starters. Anyway, but
Phillips.
I knew we were. Who is it?
Jalen Phillips.
No, Phillips is one to hurt. He's a Miami boy, so I love the dude. We thought we were going to get him back, but the Panthers just dropped a Brinks truck at his lap. I'm like, we don't hate him for it. We knew we were losing.
I've got some issues with the Panthers, FYI. So.
Oh, they totally just messed up the whole edge rusher market. They threw a Brinks truck and don't get me wrong, I think Philadelphia, honestly, if you want my honest gut opinion, either Grenard or Bradley Chubb will be an Eagle by the end of the week. I'm telling you right now. That's the word on the street I'm hearing. I think
Bradley Chubb
just signed with Philadelphia. Just signed with Buffalo.
With Buffalo, yeah.
Buffalo? Okay, so I have not seen. When was that official?
That was
this afternoon.
Yeah, that was late this afternoon.
Okay,
yeah.
So I apologize, folks. I have been literally in the job hunting phase for the past 4 hours. I was on the phone with electrician school, so I'm literally trying to get that scheduled apart, and I haven't looked at my phone. So yes, okay, I take that back. Bradley Chubb is going to the Bills. Grenard is the one I've heard the most connection to us. Apparently, the Vikings want to get rid of him, and Philly will offer a cheap pick for him. I'm okay with it. And, dude, honestly, there's another pass rusher in Oakland that is sitting there that easily could get got for a second-round pick now because the Ravens backed out. But, Ryan, this is your show. Please take it away. I've been rambling.
All right. Well, I do want to address something first. We're going to lead off with this, but we got off track with the beer talk. That's fine.
The beer talk will happen.
All about it. We got to discuss this first and foremost. This nonsense that dropped as soon as we went off the air last night.
Yeah. I was Baltimore at my girl's. Oh my god! I was at my girl's parents' house when this happened. I was losing my mind. Shout out to my former intern Chris who found this. He found it before Shefty even tweeted it.
Man,
like he beat Shefty by about 5 minutes. I'm like, he must have seen some backdoor source. My former intern, no longer with Belly Up, Chris Lipoff, texted the group chat saying Baltimore just backed out. I'm like, oh. We were wondering who was this year's Anthony Barr. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
No, this was crazy. This was crazy because it broke. Like Ryan said, we had just stopped recording on our stream last night, the WBC, and I just hear Ryan go, "Oh!" And Ryan, why don't you take it from there? Because I said if I was a betting man, and do you remember what I said? I said that I bet he failed his physical.
Yep, you did.
And here we go.
I found the tweet. It's from Adam Schefter. It says Baltimore Ravens back out of trade for Maxx Crosby. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. And then it's sure shooting. Here comes this announcement to my right of the Las Vegas Raiders saying the Baltimore Ravens have backed out of our trade agreement for Maxx Crosby. We have no further comment at this time. So all these things come out and Dustin called it. He said, I bet you he failed his physical. Well, we got to talk about the conspiracy theories that were coming up because we find out this morning that the Baltimore Ravens had signed Trey Hendrickson to a massive contract.
Yeah.
Jared, you mentioned that Jalen Phillips reset the edge market. Well, guess what? Hendrickson just decided to go a little bit further than that, which for a 31-year-old coming off of abdominal surgery, that's a hefty contract. And then there was conspiracy theories saying, oh, they only backed out of the deal. They backed out of the deal for Maxx Crosby because they knew they were going to sign Hendrickson. Well, the Baltimore GM came out on record and said, actually, our plan was to acquire Maxx Crosby and sign Trey Hendrickson. And that would have been a massive coup. But unfortunately, the news started to come out, and we found out that Maxx Crosby did indeed fail his physical.
This is crazy to me. And I got to get both of your guys' opinions, because now apparently the rumor is that the Bears had a similar deal on the table that similar to the Ravens, and the Bears ultimately lost out. But in my opinion, if you're the Raiders, you have no choice but to retain Maxx Crosby now and let him play a few games and prove his value, and then try to make a deal at the deadline. That's the only way.
It's going to be so awkward.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way I could see out of it. I mean, Jared, I know you said that he can be gotten for a second-round pick now, but a failed physical is going to scare a lot of teams off. I know his surgeon came out and his agent and said that he's recovering well. But if you're Maxx Crosby, you got a little bit of egg on your face now because you were bouncing around on a trampoline. You were telling the Raiders they were crazy for letting you leave the building. And now here you are, and you failed a physical for the Baltimore Ravens, which, like Ryan said, people are saying, oh, there's things coming out now that the Ravens just got cold feet and they manifested the failed physical. No. The Ravens did their due diligence. I think if you're the Raiders, you got to suck it up, hold on to him, let him prove his worth again, and then make a deal for him at the deadline.
Jared, what are your thoughts on this flop of a trade?
Here's my favorite thing about the whole Maxx Crosby thing is that the Ravens, the whole physical thing is crazy. But the fact that there's like a bunch of like smoke screens and everything's different now and everything's like up in the air, you guys realize this just leaves the door open for contenders who maybe didn't have the budget to go spend the first and the second, like a Philadelphia, a Indy, a Houston, like all these guys who maybe didn't have that kind of, hey, listen, we don't have that kind of budget now. Second round pick now. Okay. And like I'm sure they have to wait till he passes a physical, obviously, to make the trade. But if I'm Howie Roseman, or if I am the who's the GM for the freaking Texans now? I know this guy's name. He was in the Patriots organization for years. But if I'm one of these guys, I'm even Dustin, even your Seahawks, Nick Caserio, yeah. Or I'm the GM of the CLC, so I'm like John Schneider. I'm like second or fourth, yeah, easily. Oh my god, I'm calling the bank, even if it's a 2-year rental. Man, are you serious? Maxx Crosby's motor itself, he's a locker room booster. The guy's energy is infectious.
Yeah. And you nailed it, Jared, because I didn't want to come out and say the Seahawks are going to do this, but Ryan and I have talked about it. John Schneider aggressively pursued Maxx Crosby for the part of the last 2 off seasons. And I would not be surprised if he tries again. We know what happened last year. He tried to use his relationship with Pete Carroll, tried to get conversations going. And about the one good thing Pete Carroll did as the head coach of the Raiders last year is told Schneider to go kick rocks. He wasn't giving up Maxx Crosby. They extended him. But, I wouldn't be surprised if Schneider tries now. But I don't know, Ryan. I just feel like if you're the Raiders, hang on to him, let him prove his value, see if you can drive it back up again at the deadline. I don't know.
Well, Jared mentioned the Colts, and they signed Michael Clemens to a contract today. So he's too small for the interior, and he's too slow to be an edge rusher. So I don't know what they're gonna do with him. But hey, get some money. Good for you. We got some comments in the comment section, obviously. Julie from Michigan saying David Montgomery is gone, and I am upset. She also says, also hello, gentlemen, and welcome, Jared. So Julie says hello.
Hey, Julie.
Eli saying, I bet Tariq Woolen gets more receptions from Jalen Hurts than A.J. Brown. Oof.
That's a troll, Eli. That might be the dumbest troll comment I've seen of all. You know what the crazy thing about the whole thing is? If you guys watched the Packers offense last year, once Sean Mannion kind of started taking the reins a little bit, I'm excited. I love the kid as a quarterback at Oregon State, but which is crazy because he's a year older than me. This guy's the OC for my team now. But what's wild to me is that everyone is this season kind of reminds me of 2024 a little bit, where everyone's written Philadelphia off, and I'm just like, y'all better be careful. I'm just saying, like, this is what happened 2 years ago, and then the thing is, it's like with Philadelphia, and this is the big. As much as I missed, me and Jeff Stoutland, by the way, went to the same college. So Jeff Stoutland, fellow Southern Connecticut State Eagle. I mean, Owl. Jeff, love you. You're Connecticut royalty. We love you. Greatest offensive line coach of all time. But the offense, it's gone still. It's done. So the fact that Howie and Nick Sirianni said, let's reboot the whole thing, great. I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts, 3,000 plus yards, 25 plus touchdowns. Saquon's probably gonna run for another buck 30, buck 40. AJ's probably gonna have another 1,000-yard season. Same with Devontae. And if they get Sadiq in the first round, this offense is gonna be terrifying. I'm a big Kane Sadiq fan. I think him falling to Philly at 21 is just beautiful, or 25, whatever it is. But the Eagles getting an explosive tight end like that, like a Kyle Pitts type, I'm here for it. But to the matter at hand with Maxx Crosby, dude, it's going to be so much fun to see where he goes. We're not going to find this out today. He's going to be a draft day trade. I'm going to tell you right now, gentlemen, he's going to be a draft day trade. I don't think
AJ Brown was a draft day trade.
I know he was. So the thing is, like, and everyone's like, let's fill it out for all you wondering at home. There's more of a chance of me getting a job at ESPN tomorrow than there is a chance of AJ Brown or Jalen Carter getting traded this offseason. I'm telling you right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are not that stupid. Maxx Crosby, on the other hand, it's about a better chance of him getting traded than me taking another sip of this beer. Whoops. All right, so
for some reason, Mile High with the Broncos logo on his avatar says Broncos suck.
I mean,
they released Drake Greenlaw. He did say
that move made my head turn. I'm like, ha.
He said Sean Payton better know what the F he's doing. And Eli saying, remember, Mile High, he said Payton says he's better at drafting than most teams are.
That's the thing.
Sean Payton's a loser.
I agree with you. I agree with you because Sean Payton, his downfall is that he always has to try to prove that he's the smartest guy in the room. And look at what he's done with Bo Nix this offseason. We're getting way down the rabbit hole. But the Broncos.
I'm waiting for the trade Bo Nix. So here's my bold prediction. They're gonna draft a quarterback in the first 3 rounds of this draft. I can see them taking Carson back in the 3rd round or late 2nd round. McCarthy, I honestly see your Jets taking him in the 2nd round. I think he's a perfect fit for you guys.
I think if they don't draft a wide receiver at 16, then I think that at 33 or a little bit later down, they'll
back to the Jets.
I mean, either Beck or Simpson.
I would prefer Beck only because I know Beck can run an offense. There's if you give him a running game, that boy can run an offense. He doesn't need
have a running game. They'll have Breece Hall and they'll have Braylon Allen back at full strength.
So you give him power backs and you give him competent receivers. Oh wait, you guys have competent receivers? Great. So you know what? Boom. Beck's gonna probably get you guys. If Beck starts 10-7 is your ceiling, which is amazing. Because he doesn't his worst trait is when he plays hero ball. It's a 50-50 shot. He either is going to go win you a game like Ohio State and Ole Miss, or he's going to lose you a game like SMU. So as a guy to watch Beck this year, I'm a Beck fan because you know what? I'll go to battle with Carson Beck under center because I have a 50-50 chance of winning any damn game I want. It doesn't matter who we're playing because, fellas, besides Oregon, you know who played the defending champs the closest? Us. We played Indiana the closest. We came down to the final drive. And that ball is a foot taller. I'm wearing a Miami Hurricanes National Championship t-shirt right now. That's the breaks. Because that ball is a foot higher. They win. Yeah. This one's interesting to me. I love this move because Pacheco is at his best when he's not the primary back.
Right.
When he is a change of pace guy, it doesn't burn all the tread off his tires. Him and Gibbs together, that's a scary backfield. You have a running sledgehammer and Sonic the Hedgehog. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, Julie's upset. Well, I don't say upset, but she was sad that Montgomery got traded. But she said with Isaiah,
you weren't going to keep Monty, though. He's too good of a player to be a secondary back.
It's true. That's true.
I watched him. Listen, I made the playoffs in fantasy in one league because Monty went ballistic for 2 straight weeks because Gibbs was struggling. I will never discount David Montgomery again. That man runs harder than any other running back I've ever seen. Everyone's like, oh, Motor Singletary or any of the other guys. Like, no, Monty, when he hits a hole, you better get him down because he will start accelerating. I love David Montgomery. To me, is this generation's Jay Ajayi. He just the momentum hits and he becomes just a bowling ball running on the field. So I'm a big Monty guy, but I do love Pacheco for the Lions. I think Pacheco also allows you to kind of have a little more versatility. Because it's not like, okay, because Pacheco was even deadly out of running out of shotgun. Because 80% of Mahomes' plays were out of shotgun or pistol. So he knows that kind of offensive style. So I think the Lions honestly got better out of the trade. We knew they were going to keep Gibbs.
Yeah, you got to keep Gibbs, man. You got to keep him. He's dynamic. I think Pacheco, kind of with you. I think Pacheco, he had a bit of a down year last year, but the whole Chiefs offense, by their standards, had a down year. I think Pacheco is going to come into Detroit with something to prove, and he's a perfect back to spell Gibbs, and I think he brings a different dynamic.
She did say, Julie did say about Maxx Crosby, hey, this means he can come to Detroit. He's a Michigan boy. And then he mentioned the Bears, and somebody, either Dustin or Jared mentioned the Bears. She said, oh, boo.
Oh, it was me. It was me because they were
Mile High actually high. Like, what do you mean sign AJ Brown?
I don't know. This person's not familiar.
I don't know. Like, dude, first of all, he's under contract in Philly for 4 more years. I think his opt-outs in 3, and I don't know. Listen, Broncos fans are hilarious to me. Like,
the weed is being legal for quite a while in Colorado. All right.
All I'm saying about Denver is if Bo Nix stays healthy, they win that game because Josh McDaniels is a terrorist to offenses. I was rooting for. Listen, my girlfriend is a diehard Patriots fan. I was rooting for the Patriots. Full disclosure, I'm sitting there watching this game during that blizzard, saying, "Oh, they're done." Like, this is they needed that blizzard to hit because their offense was inept, and so. And they got Romeo Dobbs, Megamind, great, awesome. They got Vera Tucker, awesome. But it's like I'm looking at it's like Denver is 1 injury away from winning the day, going to the Super Bowl, and probably giving Dustin's team a better run than the Patriots did. The Patriots, I said the Patriots were a year away. They needed 1 more year to cook because Drake May next year is going to be a top 10 quarterback in this league, hands down. I didn't consider him one by the end of the season. Oh, Drake May's MVP. It's like, how much of that is the fact that Trevion Henderson, Stevenson, and this defense is just, and the fact they didn't play anybody who had a winning record and actually won? I don't know. The Patriots, to me, were the perfect victim of a good record, a bad schedule, good players, and okay quarterback play. Then they played an actually good team, the only team I was actually afraid of, in the Seattle Seahawks, and they got killed. Because that game was a lot. By the way, they called back that Kenneth Walker touchdown run. That cost me like $15. So draft NFL, I'm on to you.
It cost me as well, yeah. Yeah, I
had
the squares.
I would put him over $1 and also would have given an anytime touchdown. NFL, I'm on to you. That call was rigged. They called that down to the league office.
She does say that Julie says that she does feel better about the Pacheco move, but says you're right. Monty's an absolute dog, and I wish him all the best in Texas.
I think the Houston Texans are going to be terrifying this year. The Jacksonville Jaguars should be very scared because they had a great season. The Indianapolis Colts, to me, are going to be an 8-9, 9-8 team. The problem is they have not fixed a lot of problems. If the Texans can figure out their offensive line with Monty running the football, now they got rid of Joe Mixon, thank God. Texans, Jaguars both make the playoffs. And don't look now, this Titans team is probably going to win 8 or 9 games.
You mean the New York Titans?
Yes, the New York Titans with my dog, Mr. Cam Ward. Love me some Cam Ward, but I am loving what they're building in Tennessee. I think they need to go draft a big receiver. They need to go get a Carnell Tate. I think that's who they should take in the first round. They're going to be a fun but bad team this year, so they're going to go 7, 10, 8, and 9. But it's going to be a fun 7, 10, 8, and 9. Like they're going to score 35 points a game.
Well, my co-host to my right said in later episodes after the NFL season ended with Robert Saleh, or maybe it was in between the championships and the Super Bowl, is after the Titans hired Robert Saleh and they bring in Brian Daboll as the OC. You know, Dustin, to your credit, you said that the Titans might be a team to watch next year, and they're making some moves in free agency.
They're going to be fun. They have not fixed all their problems, but they're going to be a fun team.
Look, Robert Saleh has reunited 3/4 of the defensive line in 2023 with the New York Jets. They trade for Jermaine Johnson. They signed John Franklin Myers, a 3-year deal, and they just trade for, before we went on air, they traded for Solomon Thomas. For Solly. All you're missing is WMD, and you've got the Jets defensive line from 2023.
But fellas, do you not realize who's quarterback for the Colts this year? Indiana Jones is back, baby.
That was made official.
We almost got
today.
A copyright strike on Monday, so I won't actually play the music. But yes, Indiana Jones is back, baby.
You know what this means? It means the Jets are assured 2 top 10 picks in 2027.
There you go.
Oh my God, you know what's amazing is that shout out to my boy DJ Stewart. I love that kid to death from High Low Sports, fellow Belly Up Show. But, dude, I feel so bad for him, man, because, dude, they are going to be like the Colts ownership. What is it, 88 million I saw for 2 years?
2 years, 88 million, 60 million guaranteed, incentives up to 100 mil.
Dude, I don't get it, man. He was good, but, that was all offensive coaching and JT. JT honestly should have won the damn MVP. I'm sitting. I don't get it, man. But then again,
he was MVP for the first 9 weeks of that season. And
I know
and then teams figured out. They followed the Steelers model. Oh, all we have to do is stop Jonathan Taylor, and the rest of the Colts offense goes to hell. Okay, we can do that. Bet
exactly.
as the kids say.
Here's the craziest thing, right? And I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, and it's a wild predicament. Is that the Indianapolis Colts are going to finish in last place in their division after starting last season at 8-1, 9-1?
So, I think
8-1. It was 8-1. I think they were at their big peak, right?
I thought it was 7-2, but you could be
7-2. Yeah, sorry, 7-2. Yeah, but they were the team. We all thought it was going to be Colts Seahawks or Colts Eagles or whatever in the Super Bowl. No. They fell apart. Now the Colts are probably going to finish last place at 7-10 or 6-11, and I'm kind of just dude, the Ursays need to blow this whole team up and start from scratch because they didn't do enough in the offseason to me to start this. It's kind of the way I look at the Commanders, where all the moves they made, I'm that's not bad, but it's but you could have done better. You could have added added this guy or added that guy. Because everyone's like, Philadelphia got worse. They really didn't. They just lost guys they knew they were going to lose. You're telling me we lost because we lost Nakobe Dean, but now we start Jahad Campbell full time. By the way, Jahad Campbell was the Rookie of the Year front runner before he got benched for Nakobe Dean. Because Nakobe Dean fit the defensive scheme better at the time. Okay. Same principle with the command. I think the Commanders and the freaking Colts are both going to be top 5 picks next year. Because I unfortunately, Dan Quinn is up against a brick wall. Unfortunately, the Giants got better, the Cowboys got better, and the Eagles kind of stayed the same.
I did see that the Commanders did sign Leo Chenal this afternoon.
That's not a chain mover though. They need a big change, and it's not what they need to change in. They're getting
they need to get younger.
They need to get younger, but it's not it. They're not getting younger fast enough. They still all these old guys money. And
and when Bobby Wagner, and I don't know if he is, but at one point he was the leading tackler on the Commanders this season. And I love Bobby Wagner. He's a tackling machine, but he's getting up there. And you can't, if Bobby Wagner's your leading tackler at his advanced age, you got some issues. Now that defense had a lot of injuries, but I want to go back to the Colts for half a second because I want to get Ryan, this Alec Pierce move. I think it was a good move to retain him because he was going to command a lot of interest on the free agent market, but I think it's too much money. It's too much money for him.
Who are you referring to again? I'm sorry, I was doing some research.
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, yeah. He got too much. Yeah, he got overpaid.
It's too much. It's too much money.
Yeah,
but can
they
we
also trade Michael Pittman to Pittsburgh?
Can we also acknowledge that, like, the Colts with Pierce, he's a good downfield threat. He's a great player. I think Alex Pierce's biggest problem was he was underutilized in the offense for years, and now he finally started getting the ball last year with Jones, and now they got to pay him. Alec Pierce, I loved him out of Cincinnati. I thought he was one of the best. He made Desmond Ridder look like a superstar. So, don't get me wrong. Besides Sauce Gardner, the next best player on that team was Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, yeah.
I'm a big Pierce defender. I think he's underutilized in that offense. I think the fact that they gave him the money, they saddled up for it. I'm with it because explosiveness, downfield ability. He is a poor man's A.J. Brown. That is his archetype. Same archetype. Not as physical, not as top-end fast, but damn is he good at what he does. And I'm telling you right now, Alec Pierce is the number one receiver on the Colts. Not a bad thing. They go draft another receiver. They go take a guy in the second round this year, and their offense is right back to go. It's the problem with Pittman is Pittman needs to be paired with a deep threat like a DK Metcalf. He can't be with a guy like Pierce who needs multiple reps along with the deep shot. They need to go get themselves a kind of the kid, who's the kid, the weird kid out of USC. I cannot think. The dreadlocks. He had the weird interview. What's his freaking name? Hold on. Lemon. Yeah, they need to. He needs to get placed with like a Lemon, like a guy like that, like a Amon-Ra St. Brown, whose best part is his underneath damage he does, where a guy like Pierce can take the top off the defense. Kind of like how Devontae Smith's best weaponry is the fact that to every A.J. Brown slant and post, Devontae Smith's running a drag or a go route. Same kind of, you need to have the peanut butter to the jelly when it comes to receivers. It doesn't matter what offense you're in. So I actually like the move of getting rid of Pittman because Pittman's best part is he's a yards eater. Where for a guy that size, he should be a deep ball threat, but he's not. That's not his game. He's great at the underneath and the 10, 15 intermediates. I like what the Colts are doing. The problem is they need another year.
Yeah. Dustin, you had a point. I had a quick comment.
I just want to say the only reason why the Pierce deal sticks out, I like him as a player as well. But then you look, and I'm going to sound like a homer, but you look at the Seahawks extending Rashid Shaheed for less money. And I feel like Rashid Shaheed does what Alex Pierce can do as well. He is a deep threat, but he does a little bit more with his special teams contributions, and we'll see if the new offensive coordinator, Fleury, actually gives him the ball in the running game, kind of like Kubiak was trying to do last year. But I'm very bullish on the Shaheed re-signing because I think with more time to develop that rapport with Sam Darnold, he's going to have a bigger role, and I think that spells the end for Cooper Kupp in Seattle because I think their core is JSN and then Shaheed, and then you got a healthy, hopefully, Torrey Horton returning. So I think Cooper Kupp is done. But that's why the Pierce move, I was thinking the Pierce move just stuck out a little bit to me because Shaheed got signed for less money, re-signed. So
listen, I'll take Cooper Kupp in Philadelphia as our slot.
Oh man, I hope he doesn't leave.
Do it tomorrow. Like you're telling me we'll give him like $5-6 million a year, like not league minimum, but like lower. and you get to say, oh, hey, Coop, all you got to do is just run slot routes for Jalen Hurts while AJ and Devontae do their thing. I'll take it all day because you know what? He's going to cut in Philadelphia. So I think the problem was with Cooper Kupp in Seattle is that the Shaheed trade made you guys a whole different offense. You guys now had that guy who is going to bust open the top route. And the thing is, JSN is a top 10 receiver in this league, borderline top 5. He's going to eat yardage. He's going to eat catches. Kupp does his best when he gets the volume.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't in a Sam Darnold-led offense. You are not going to get volume as a receiver.
No, and that's why I don't want Kupp to be gone. But I think because Torrey Horton, if Torrey comes back healthy next year, he's proven that he can be the wide receiver 3 in that offense. So I just don't think it leaves room for Kupp because we all know what Darnold's capabilities are. Super Bowl notwithstanding, he's not going to sit back there and sling the rock. But Ryan, I want to give you the floor because I know you had something you want to mention.
I will make a couple comments. Actually, comments from the comment section real quick. Julie says, "What's the word on Juice Scruggs? The Texans fleece the Lions." She also asks, "Also, is Juice his government name? Because who names their child Juice?" So first off, Julie, Juice is his nickname. I looked it up. I did the research while Jared and Dustin were vamping. His government name is Frederick Henry Scruggs. His nickname is Juice because as a child, he refused to drink milk. So they give him Juice. Therefore, his nickname is Juice.
He might need some dental work down the line. I'm just saying that's a lot of sugar.
I mean, look at oh, there's no like teeth smile. There's just a regular like mean mug smile. But I imagine, he probably I'm hoping he did get some dental work done. So Juice Scruggs was a second-round pick in 2023 out of Penn State. We are
lame.
Whatever. second place.
But, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have we made it farther than you guys have since 1985? Yes.
Who beat you in 86?
It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Listen, a fatigues game's fine. It's fine. You know what? Just what happened when you guys opened the new stadium? We just kicked your teeth in.
Which new stadium? The Beaver.
When you opened Beaver Stadium, you're on.
After they expanded it. Okay.
Yeah, and then DJ Williams and that whole Miami crew from 2001 decided to kick y'all teeth in.
Whatever. It is what it is. No, but I don't know. I mean, from what I understand, Juice Scruggs, I guess he's all right. I mean, I know the Lions were looking for some offensive line help because with everything that happened with their offensive line last year and the debacle with what's his face, not Glasgow. Who was just trying to come back? Also let go of Skipper, so they needed to bring somebody in. I'm trying to remember who were they trying to bring in last season, but failed his physical because he had like a grade 3 hamstring sprain.
Ragnow. Frank Ragnow.
Yes, thank you. Got it. That's who they're trying to bring in and fill his physical. Boy, whoever heard that before? Oh, about 12 hours ago. So I guess if they were to build their depth on offensive line, then go with Juice Scruggs, former second round pick. Seems like a decent fella. For me, go ahead, Jared.
Random stuff that just came up. Apparently, there is a push from Big Dom and Shady McCoy to bring in Maxx Crosby to Philadelphia. Don't know how that would work, but
not everybody, Jared.
The money's there. The picks are there. I'm saying, listen, once Big Dom's involved, now y'all got a problem.
Salary cap does not exist in the NFL, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't let the
media fool you.
How he's playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. He's just better than everybody.
4D chess. We love playing 4D chess.
He's playing 5D chess. He's making his own game pieces.
Anywho, because there's no such thing as a pawn. Well, pawns are draft picks. Anywho, going back to the Colts, and we talked about Jalen Phillips signing that big contract with the Carolina Panthers. All right, that solidifies their defense. But what happened in the wild card. What prevented them going to the Super Bowl? Offense. I think they needed a complementary receiver. I think they need another receiver to complement T-Mac, to Troa McMillan. I thought Pittman might have been a good option, but unfortunately, they throw the bag at Jalen Phillips, and yeah, I don't know.
They went out and got John Mechie late this afternoon. So
yeah,
I don't
but
know if that's
he's a slot receiver. I think he'll be all right in the slot, but they need somebody to break the top off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You look at some of the moves that the teams have made, but Ryan, I mean, we talked about Crosby, obviously. We've talked about Montgomery. We talked about the Reek Woolen trade. You knew with Jared and I here, we both would. But what's a move to you that moved the needle for you out of everything? Because if you haven't joined it yet, folks, hop on into our Discord. The water's nice and warm. We've been posting every move in the Discord between Ryan and I.
Mm-hmm.
So
just about.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry to say, Dustin, but the one sign that kind of moved the needle for me, was Kansas City signing Kenneth Walker III.
Yes. Yeah. I knew we were going to get to this eventually. Yes.
I was actually going to make that my next topic until you asked me. But I think Kansas City, I think they recognize their failure not be able to bring in Breece Hall at the trade deadline last year, because he was rumored to go to Kansas City. He was rumored to. The Jets wanted a higher pick than what the Chiefs were offering. I think the Chiefs were offering a fourth. The Jets were willing to go no lower than a third. And they just said, no, deals off. So Jets as of right now, they're retaining Breece Hall. They franchise tagged him. He got a significant raise. He's currently the second highest. I mean, as of last week, he was the second highest paid running back in the NFL behind Saquon Barkley. I don't know the details offhand of the Kenneth Walker deal, but I think, like I said,
he's getting like 14.5 a year.
Okay, yeah. So he's just a skosh below Breece Hall. I think Breece is making 14.6 this year.
I believe so. Yeah,
I'll look at the details of the contract, but I think the Chiefs making this move, and I talked about on our show. I thought the Titans were going to make a move for him. I thought the Vikings were going to try to make a move for him, because look, I love Aaron Jones. He ain't it.
No.
And, I feel like a lot of these teams are going to make runs at like running backs in the draft. That's my feel. That's the problem is, besides Love and my sleeper is Mike Washington Jr. I think this kid is a freak. Just the kid at Arkansas, just an absolute tank that runs a 4.33. Like, that's stupid. Like that's like NFL creative player.
Well, I'm looking at Tankathon right now, and Tankathon.com for their mock draft has Jeremiah Love going 4th to the Titans. So, I mean, if that's the move they're looking to make, because 1 through 3 is Fernando Mendoza, Arvell Reese, Francis Moagoa from your University of Miami there, Jared.
Kiko. Kiko was his brother.
Yeah, his brother plays for the
his brother Frankie. Frankie's a freak, man. He can play 4 different positions of the offensive line.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a better job with them this year, because they're playing a 3-4. The Jets are playing they're switching to a 3-4 defense as opposed to a 4-3, which they've been playing more recently. But they're switching to a 3-4, which is why they trade for Tavondre Sweat in exchange for Jeremiah Johnson, a nice 1-for-1 there. But I think the Walker move, the signing for Walker, is going to help stabilize an offense that, yeah, it's been a little bit pass heavy. I mean, Andy Reid's offenses typically are, but I think they needed that game breaking running back to eat yards in big situations. That's what Kenneth Walker did in the NFC Championship. That's what he did in the Super Bowl, which is why he earned Super Bowl MVP. And it's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move. And I know the Seahawks are going to go back to the drawing board in terms of signings and depth. like Jared said, I think they're going to look. I think personally think they're going to try to. Now, I kind of made an interesting comment in their Discord. I said I think John Schneider's going to try to make some moves in the first round of the draft to try to pick a running back that's not going to automatically replace a Kenneth Walker, but they're going to try to make a move somewhere, either in the first two rounds. They're going to pick a running back somewhere in the first 2 rounds.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, so I have 2 minds of this because I see a comment from Julie. She wants my thoughts on the trade. And since Seahawks Sessions is off right now, I'm going to give her my thoughts on the trade. It is a trade that I did not want them to make because I've always had a soft spot for Kenneth Walker, and he is explosive with the ball in his hands. But he was going to be a subtraction. I knew he wasn't going to be retained because if you look at John Schneider's track record, John does not pay typically and extend players for max market value. And I knew he was commanding too much interest on the free agent market. The Vikings were in on Kenneth Walker. We now know the Chiefs, obviously. There were rumors about the Patriots trying to get
Giants
Kenneth
too.
Walker. Giants, yes. There was a lot. So I knew. But here's the thing. Kenneth Walker's run in Seattle, his health was always kind of a question. His talent, never a question. But his health, he had trouble staying healthy. There would be injuries. And you could just tell when Mike McDonald took over and they installed this Clint Kubiak offense, go back and look at the tape early in the season. They were using Charbonnet more. Charbonnet was out-snapping Walker, and I was very frustrated. Kevin was too, because Kenneth Walker is the more talented back, but they were trying to make Charbonnet the starter. He fit their style. That's what they wanted. Kenneth Walker shined when Charbonnet went down, and he could be the lead back. I think Kansas City gives him the opportunity to do that. I think this is going to be a great move for them. I'm sad to see Kenneth Walker go, but I knew it was going to happen.
My big question for you, Dustin, do you think it was a bad idea when you saw that Kenneth Walker wasn't tagged? I got he didn't get the franchise tag. He didn't get the transition tag. Was that a big mistake? I
feel that they underestimated Kenneth Walker's talent. I think it's going to be one of those cases where they realized that they didn't really know what they had until they were gone. But also, if you look at this, like I said, his history in Seattle, he's had injuries, and we know that they're working to clear cap space and do things all so that they can eventually extend JSN and extend Spoon on the defensive side. We know that's what they're gearing up for. So they've been linked to Rashad White, supposedly, that they're going to try to bring him in to complement Charbonnet. McIntosh is on the roster, and George Helwani. We'll have to see what they do in the draft. I think you're right, Ryan. They could try to make some moves to acquire a running back. I'm hoping that they can somehow pull off a trade or try to get ETN if he is not re-signed, but I think that's a pipe dream. But I think they might regret that they let Walker walk, pun intended.
All right, Jared, what about you? What do you think about this move?
The issue with the whole thing with Walker is that the Seahawks are kind of put in a bind. They underutilized him a lot of the season because, the issue is having Charbonnet, he is a good player. He is a number 1 back, and he's cheaper. So they in reality, they were kind of hamstrung with this. Obviously, I know I'm walking out in a few minutes, but this is kind of similar to what the Jags are experiencing now. They just obviously let ETN go to the Saints. But
yeah, that's right.
Unfortunately, you can't keep 2 primary backs. It doesn't work that way. In the NFL, they won't allow you. We just saw with Monty going to the Texans. Unfortunately, in reality, you are stuck with having your 1 primary, your secondary back. The days of the running back by committee, unless they're 2 average backs, in reality are gone. The NFL is starting to value running backs again. It's a very weird time. We're starting to see, because of the Saquon reinvigorance, Jahmyr Gibbs, a lot of these guys are starting to run for thought. Jonathan Taylor's another one. having a dominant number one back can win you games, because we just saw the NFL MVP, the Super Bowl MVP was a running back. We had running backs in the MVP conversation for most of the year. Running the football is becoming profitable again, gentlemen, and the NFL is starting to realize it. And now a lot of teams are saying, hey, we need our number one. This whole committee thing doesn't work anymore. This is great for fantasy football. This is also great for the league itself, because I think the league's gotten too pass heavy over the past 10 years. I think now we're starting to get back to, hey, listen, explosive running games can actually win games, where sometimes having an okay quarterback can make you win. Fellas, I do have to get out of here in a minute, but just want to say thank you all for having me. Listen, No Credentials Required is one of my favorite shows to come on and always drop some knowledge and have a good time with the boys.
Yeah. Before you go, plug your stuff. Where can people find you?
You can find me and the Motley Crew at all things Korner Booth Pod. That's TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, all of it. We're on all of it except for Threads. Threads is stupid. But yeah. You could also find me at Belly Up Jared. There's nothing to follow there. I just retweet everything that's Korner Booth or Belly Up stuff. We are doing a Thursday show tomorrow. Then next Thursday we have a bunch of March Madness stuff going on. We have our UFL preview on the 23rd. It's going to be a good time. We're looking forward to it. Our boy Zach Heilman from the XFL podcast is coming. UFL podcast coming on. So big spring football stuff coming up there. Obviously, we'll be helping out with the draft, and of course, we're doing a lot of scouting stuff. We're talking wide receivers in this draft class. This is the show I'm most excited for, because I know I'm gonna be traveling, but I'm gonna make my girlfriend watch like wide receiver film with me while we're flying. So she's gonna know really quick who like Carnell Tate is and Lemon and all these guys. So Kate, I'm sorry. All right,
she's a trooper.
Yeah, she's a trooper. She's the best of us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. Ryan, Dustin, appreciate you both. Have a great weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day to you both. Tip of the cap to you. And
safe travels, Jared.
Thank you, sir. And I'll see you boys soon. All right.
All right. Sounds great.
See you soon.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Jared. All right. I'll get him out of here. Eli had a question in the chat. He had a question for us. He asked, Ryan, Dustin, what are the odds the Jets move off Breece Hall at the draft? I'll say that. None.
Yeah. Okay.
Zero. Zero. There's zero chance that they are going to trade Breece Hall. I could be wrong. I can't read Darren Muji's mind. I will say this for Darren Muji. He's been making some pretty solid moves during the off season. I've watched their tracker. They bring in Mika Fitzpatrick in a trade and then sign him to a 3-year contract, which is interesting considering he's not 2018 and 2019 Mika Fitzpatrick, but you're bringing a veteran presence to help out that secondary that was not very good. A very young secondary last year too. They also bring in, let me see who they bring in. I'm trying to remember who they brought in. They brought in, that kid from Chicago.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull up our Discord. Honestly,
yeah, I'm pulling it up right now myself.
And you are right, Eli Betts. ETN went to the Saints. I did forget about that. He went home.
Yeah, he did ask that if Kamara would be an option for the Seahawks. So I'll let you vamp while I bring up who the Jets brought in.
All right. Yeah. I mean, so we actually posited this on Seahawks sessions mid-season because we thought the Seahawks might try to move Kenneth Walker at the deadline, but then obviously everything happened. I don't know. I don't know how much Kamara has left. I don't know. I mean, I love Alvin Kamara, the player, but you put him behind the Seahawks offensive line, which was much improved this past year. He could be a nice spell and a nice change of pace, and he's still athletic. And the thing that Kamara can do, and I think Kenneth Walker was underrated at this because part of the knock against him was they said that he couldn't catch the ball out of the backfield. Kamara can do that, but whether he has as much left, I don't know. Because I don't really think the Saints offensive line did him any favors last year, but I also know Alvin Kamara, he's past his prime as far as running backs go. So that one, if they did that, I wouldn't know what to make of the move. It would be one of those things I'd have to see him in action. But it could be something. It could be something.
Okay, so here's their additions so far. They traded for Geno Smith, and we talked about this in the green. We talked about this a little bit in the green room about the Geno Smith move. The Jets actually don't retain any of his contract for this year, and he's getting a raise. And all they had to get rid of, all they had to do was trade a 6th round pick, because they not only got Geno Smith, they also got they got a 7th round pick if I remember correctly. But they got him for a season. They bring in Minka Fitzpatrick. They've signed Demario Davis.
Yes, from the Saints. Yeah,
from the Saints. Welcome home, Demario. We've missed you.
He's like 36, but he could still play like a madman.
37, and he can still ball.
Yeah.
They bring in David Onemata, Joseph Osai, Kingsley Enagbare. Gosh. Dane Belton from the Giants. They traded for Tavondre Sweat.
That's what I was saying from the who'd they bring in from the Bears, right? They brought in Korner.
It was Nashawn. Actually, I was going to get to that. Nashawn Wright.
Yeah.
Nashawn Wright they brought him in for 1-year contract. They signed Cade York because Nick Folk went to the Falcons. Why? Oh, I know why. Because indoor stadium. They signed Bailey Zappi.
Oh man, you got Bailey Zappi back.
Bailey Zappi's in the quarterback room.
Zappy.
And they added this afternoon. They added Dylan Parham because they only lost Elijah Barrett Tucker, as Jared mentioned. I'll talk about him in a second. But they also lost Joe Simpson, who went back to Baltimore. They signed him to a 3-year contract. So they've got a hole at left guard, but they filled a hole at right guard because they brought in Dylan Parham from the Raiders. Now, Raiders last year, they were awful, but their offensive line coach was the coach's son. So, but Dylan Parham, from what I understand, is a solid. Actually, they filled the hole at left guard. So they'll have their offensive line next year will be Olu Fashanu at left tackle, Dylan Parham at left guard, Josh Myers at center, Joe Tippmann at right guard, right tackle, Armand Membu. It's still a pretty solid offensive line. But they bring in and this clown's spamming the chat. I'm just going to put him in timeout. He's saying that per Adam Schefter, the Bengals have traded Joe Burrow 2 seconds and 2/3 to the Eagles for AJ Brown.
I saw that at the beginning
and Jalen Hurts. I'm like, he did that before, and I said it's lies because I looked it up.
Yeah.
And no, he's gone. Ban. Gone forever. But this Geno Smith trade, I don't mind it because he's got an offensive line in front of him. He's got Garrett Wilson to throw to. He'll be back. I have a feeling the Jets are probably going to get Mekhi Becton at 16. Or Mekhi Lemon at 16.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say, hey, if you want to bring Mekhi Becton in to play backup guard, hey, cool. Good for him. Might as well reunite the 2017 to 2020 team. I don't mind this move because he's more of a bridge at this point of his career. And I have a feeling that they're probably going to try either draft a quarterback or if the Colts have a terrible season next year, because remember, the Colts #1 pick for this year and next year belong to the Jets. And if the Colts have a bad season next year, the March for Arch is on.
Oh, man, there it is. There it is.
But it all depends on whether or not the Jets decide to draft a quarterback too. So I have a feeling they're probably going to draft a quarterback. We'll see. I mean, it'll probably be day 2 or day 3. I imagine it's probably going to be day 2 because I have a feeling that, as Jared mentioned, Carson Beck. I think Ty Simpson will be available. So we'll see what happens. But But to answer your question, Eli, no, they're not going to trade Breece Hall on during the draft. It's not going to happen unless they get a really generous offer. He ain't going anywhere. Anywhere. And I think he's committed to staying with the Jets because I think he likes being on the same squad as because he knows he's going to get the carries. He knows he's going to get the ball.
Yeah. People, a couple, like maybe last season or the season before, people were saying, oh, Braylon Allen could eat into Breece Hall's carries. And I'm saying to myself, no, they got Breece to be the bell cow. That's what they want. It was Breece's health that kind of held him back a little bit. That's why they were easing him back. But I think he proved last year he was totally healthy. So I think I'm with you, Ryan. I think it's Breece's backfield all the way.
Oh, when Eli's all sour. Jared sucks. Don't bring back that Philly cheesehead back. Well, Eli, it's my show. I get to bring in whoever I want. So, and I've known Jared for, 6 years now. So that's how long I've been with Belly Up. So, Julie, she says, DeAndre Swift is the Jets now? Wow, that's a great move. No, Tavondre Sweat. Not DeAndre Swift.
I will admit, when I saw that in the comments, I said, wait, did something happen? And I did some real-time research while you were talking. I was like, I got to verify this. According to sources. No.
According to my sources. Oh, man. Well, this has been a fun Express episode of No Credentials Required. So we're both going to get out of here. I got to go to bed in a while because I'm getting up early tomorrow to work out.
Going to the gym, not skipping leg day.
Leg day, you can't skip. Never skip leg day. Got to work on those getaway sticks. Before we get out of here, thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. And by the way, Eli, Jared is from Connecticut. He's also a redneck, so I wouldn't say that to his face. Before we get out of here, just want to remind you, please do all those things in social media. Follow us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Just search No Credentials Required or at NoCredsREQ. You can also find our other podcasts like the Korner Booth Podcast at bellyupsports.com. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts and on these platforms above, what you see on your screen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our host, Podbean, Freshly Brewed Podcast. And hit that notification bell on Twitter, on YouTube, so you know when the show goes live, when we have show clips that go up, when we have general announcements about the show. And Julie's saying, I thought I heard DeAndre Swift. No. Tavondre Swift, nose tackle. Big fella.
Man, what a get DeAndre Swift would be for the Jets, man.
I know, right? All right. Well, thanks to everyone who decided to join us for this Express. Well, not so much Express edition.
Yeah.
Got away from us with the beer talk, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. Thank you for joining us on this Express edition NFL Free Agency of No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports and where amber is the color of our energy. We are proudly presented by Belly Up Sports. For Dustin Henry, I'm Ryan McCarthy. We'll be back Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern for our live show, where we'll talk about, we don't know yet. We haven't figured it out.
Some WBC will definitely be on there, right?
Definitely be WBC. We'll
perhaps?
Definitely have, perhaps, for sure. Italy's currently up on Mexico. So big game right there. Also, I want to defend a straight Mark DeRosa. So if you don't know that story, look it up. But we're going to get out of here. We'll be back Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. We hope you join us for the live show or listen afterwards on podcast. So thank you. Have a great night. And keep on looking at social media for what your favorite football team is doing.
Good night, everybody.